right, guys, so Q95FM is with Lizard Lick Towing today. Today we're getting the chance to meet Ronnie and Amy. Guys, it's great to have you all here.
Oh, well, thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely, guys. If you've not heard the name, Lizard Lick Towing and Recovery is locally owned and operated towing company located in Lizard Lick, just outside of Riley, guys. But you might know them from their show on True TV Network. So, how did we get into the towing business?
So I come home and we was working spring, and I do roofing, and I got hit by lightning. I got knocked off a 2-story house, direct strike. I've actually had 2 direct strikes in my life.
Yes, if it is lightning or storming outside, do not stand near him. He has been hit
twice? That's like winning the lottery.
I know, that's what they say, crazy. But it don't feel like winning the lottery.
I mean, I think he's on his seven lives now.
6 or 7? But yeah, so, I couldn't go back to school. I couldn't do anything, and back then I was just big and burly, and I'm country's baked bean sandwich, and couldn't find anything to do, honestly. So I started working at nightclubs and bar gigs and security gigs, and guy come up to me one day and said, "Hey, I got a car I need repoed." And I said, "Well, how do you do it?" He said, "I hand you the keys, you bring me my car." I said, "Well, shoot, that sounds simple as cooking scrambled eggs. I mean, anybody can do that." And he handed me the keys, and I went to the house, and he didn't bother to tell me he done been about 4 times, and they done stomped the mud hole this poor cat and walked it dry and then refilled that mug up back with spring water. So, I got out there, had a big old tussle, but I got lucky, won the fight, left with the car, and I was an addict. That was it. I was an addict.
That's all it took.
I was from that day.
You got struck by lightning, and now you're a superhero.
I was a repo man from that day.
Awesome. I mean, you guys take a really, a job that wouldn't otherwise be fun, and you guys make it fun. You all have great personalities. Your show is awesome. It's very interesting seeing your all's lives, and I'm sure it's very different, though, having your life kind of displayed.
It was, wasn't it, baby?
Well, you really just don't know. I think people expect you to know what's going to happen, but you don't until you're actually on television. You don't know your fan base. You don't know. You can be out eating and people come up to you and you have no idea who they are, but
it's a life change.
It has changed us.
But we've embraced it. We tell everybody God puts us here, and
fans keep us here,
and we embrace it because it's the best. I guess it's one of the best things you could have. I mean, people come all the time. I hate to ask you for a picture. I'm like, it's the easiest part of my day. I mean, if all I got to do is take pictures today, I'm having a really good day.
So you love your fans, and that's really awesome. Not everyone's like that. I love that you guys are very down to earth.
I mean, that's just if you ever get off that horse that took you to the race, you hit it straight to the glue factory. I truly believe that. So. You got to stay with your folks.
Yeah, you have to remember who you are and where your roots are.
You all have the business and everything, and I saw that you all give back too. You all like to give back, and that's awesome. I think you all are doing it in the best way possible. So barbecues, things like that. Is that something you all do? How do you all put these things together?
The yearly barbecue came about because. Just because you're in a bad situation don't mean you're a bad person. Yeah. Just like being born in the oven don't make you a biscuit. I mean, it's just all, so we decided to start sending out to everybody we repossessed. We would send them an invitation every year to a pig picking.
Pig picking, yeah.
We thought maybe 2-3 people show up, because, you think they hate you. And the first year, we ended up cooking like 7 hogs.
Oh, wow.
When they started showing up, I called Daddy. I said, "Pops, you better get some more pigs up in this piece." Yeah. And we called some buddies. And so it just took off from there. And it's funny how you make friends doing something like that. I mean, you deal with some people, and, I mean, they get hotter than a furnace nest in a flash flood, and that's life. Like Amy's cousins when I repoed them, which I still love saying that because I don't like your cousins. But
oh my gosh.
But then you deal with some people, and no matter what happens in the scene, we've made some tremendous friendships throughout the years with some of the people we repoed.
Well, the repossession industry just gets a bad name anyway.
Yeah.
Because you do have people out there that driveway shop, and you have people that they would rather start an argument than talk to someone, and I think what kind of separates us is we try to talk to people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah,
and we understand that you can get behind, but that doesn't define you. It doesn't mean that's who you are.
And that don't mean you can jump on me like a hobo on a ham sandwich, neither.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
You got to be tough, man.
This too, it just had to be fast, but I lost that when I got this mono app, so now, you got to be tough. You got to be quick with the locks.
Guys, so you said that you have never been to the eastern part of Kentucky. What was your first thoughts when you got here?
We've been through it, but we ain't been to it. I mean, we've driven through it,
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. The first thing that caught my eye when we hit Eastern Kentucky, and I'm being dead serious, was the mountains. I mean, the way,
beautiful.
We see mountains everywhere, but the ones here the rock ridges and the mountains were unbelievable. And the second thing that caught my eye, honestly, was the graveyards.
Yes.
I love them. I love them. I know that sounds crazy, but
well, they would just be very. I mean, I'm a licensed mortician, funeral director.
Oh, very cool.
So to be up on a hill and try to perform a funeral, that'd be a little tough.
Yeah, and what
that'd
I
be a
noticed,
challenge for me, because we have flat land back home.
All flat.
Yeah.
But what I noticed was, and honestly, and it's crazy, but I noticed how clean they were, and how like every other grave had flat. Like people actually appreciate and remember and respect the ones that have passed on before, and you don't see that a lot anymore. You don't see people who have memories and heritage, and that's one of the reasons, honestly, that we want to come out to the Jenny Wiley Festival. I mean, the Jenny Wiley story is just unbelievable, and then you start finding out people like Mr. Kinsler, and the drilling, and then he, of course, he's the honorary. I mean, he's the Grand Marshal of the parade this year. But I mean, you find stuff out about, and so much in today's society, everybody thinks that they're owed. I guess the best way to say it. They feel like they're privileged, and what makes you isn't necessarily who you are, but what you are, and what you are comes from what you were, as far as your history and your family and stuff. So, man, it's some good heritage here, and I've really enjoyed it so far.
I mean, we're a small town. That's someone's mom, sister.
Yeah, I mean,
we all know each other. We're all really close, and we have our culture, and it's awesome because I kind of feel like you all kind of fit in here. So you all are going to have a blast at Jenny Wiley Days this year.
We've had a good time. I think that, if you could say typical small town America, this would be somewhere you'd want to go. I mean, and I say that sincerely because we go to a lot of small towns, and they're not existing anymore. We drove through the towns on the way here, and I mean, there's one shop in 40. The rest are gone. Here, it's thriving. The people are out talking, hanging out. Everybody's friendly. Downtown Raleigh ain't nowhere near as clean as downtown Prestonsburg. I mean, I'm telling you.
It's a lot of hard work.
Last night, I honestly didn't see a cup on the street at a festival, and I'm like, that's just
Well, that's because people get up like me at 5 a.m. instead of noon.
The same people.
Take care of
you're right. The same people go to bed at 7 o'clock.
No, I don't go to bed at 7.
7
I was
or 2.
11:45 last night. Thank you very much.
That's only because we was out eating.
Oh, whatever.
You a Grubhub.
Me? You're the one with the mono ab.
Hey, but you got to understand something about a mono ab. Anybody can have a six-pack. You do know that, right? You go to the gym, you work hard. Mono abs are lifetime commitments. I'm saying that's a whole lot. I mean, how many people have such commitment that they will stick with that one ab for their entire? That is commitment, baby.
Oh my gosh, rock hard mono ab. That is everything. This has been awesome, and I really, really hope that you enjoy the festival, the town, soak it all in. You'll meet the most wonderful people.
And I'm gonna tell you, the festival's gonna be there's a lot to do there. So I think between the food vendors, which I'll be at all the food vendors, I will be, and then I heard y'all specialize in pork rinds, so got to hit that, and then and y'all actually are known for. I got to go try it. We would call it open face roast beef, but y'all make it with turkey. Y'all got a meal down here. It's like turkey and a special sauce on Texas toast.
Yeah.
And,
what is that called?
That's it.
Hot brown.
I'm going to get me a hot brown. It might be a cold brown by the time I eat it, but we're going to hook it up.
So you do have a book of all these sayings, right?
Yes, ma'am. Lizard Tales.
Yes, ma'am. You really do.
It's called Lizard Tales, the wit and wisdom of Ron Shirley. There ain't no wisdom.
That's an oxymoron.
I mean, it's just flowing out. It's amazing. I love it.
My wife don't like to hear me talk. She usually got ice picks, and she usually flashes them at me about every 30 minutes.
Super glue and
what do you say about stupid?
Together.
You can't fix
stupid, but you can try and train it.
She's talking about her cousins.
Okay.
I hope they don't hear this radio broadcast. I can't come to Christmas.
I hope they do.
I can't come to Christmas, can I?
Oh my gosh.
Actually, I hope they do hear this radio broadcast. Can you play this in North Carolina? I don't even want to go to Christmas. They're going to be there.
The cast of Lizard Lick Towing is going to be downtown Prestonsburg October the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th, doing meet and greets starting at noon. If you're a fan, here's your chance to get an autograph and meet these awesome people. Go to lizardlicktowing.com and stay up to date with what's going on in the world of Robbie and Amy.
And by the way, if a car breaks down this weekend and you know anybody has a car break down, I know a dude with a tow truck. I really do. That mug is always out to make a side dollar.
They will have you towing something before you.
Don't you worry. I will tow it. I ain't going to tell you what condition it's going to arrive in, but I know how it's going to leave.
If you're a fan, I hope you've enjoyed this. We are Q95FM, Eastern Kentucky's best.